Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. And I'm Reverend Lawrence Del Cifa with Cities of Hope Ministry here at All Points TV and Omni Orbis Church. I am the minister for Omni Orbis Church. We are a church without walls. We encompass the whole globe. We're not a social club like a lot of churches. We believe in the truth, and that's it. The whole truth, nothing but the truth. So help me God. Today we're going to interview BigFlint Bridges, and he's sitting to my left, your right, and we're going to talk about issues that are very serious to us right now. And the one main issue is this: how does God work when you do things according to His purpose? So stay tuned, and you'll find out.
I'd like to thank you for the faith and strength to win the day. Your words bring light, your power never dies and takes my fears away.
Isn't that a beautiful song? Every time I hear that, I want to thank Steve Myers for having that for our song, because he does take our fears away. And, we're going to talk about government. Today is the 29th of October. And here in the United States, and those of you that are listening to our program, okay, and I know you're Muslims, you're Jews, you're Zoroastrians, you're Buddhists, you're atheists, you're agnostics, and some of you are Druze, just like me. My heritage is Druze, and the believers, the Mohadim, believers in the one God. They're determining on the 5th of November, which is election day here in the United States. Now, you may think, well, geez, I shouldn't be concerned with that. I live in Swahili, I live in Lebanon, I live in China. But you should be concerned, because that seat there at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue is an office that will allow the person that sits there, and we have a male and female, so it's not gender anymore, sit there to sit and rule the free world, the leader of the free world. And those of you that are not in the free world, you could be hindered by us deciding who shall sit in that office. Well, a lot of you know that I'm a Christian and of Druze descent on both my mother and my father's side, all the way back. And I'm a Christian because I believe that our Messiah, Jesus, we call him, some call him Yeshua, the Arabs call him Esau. And this is taken out of the book of Isaiah. Now, Isaiah was a prophet that was feared. If you look in the faith chapter in Hebrews 11, the person that was in the hollow log and he was sawn in two, that's how they martyred him. They really feared Isaiah. And this here, the whole verse here in Isaiah 9:6 describes the identity of the promised Messiah or Christ, the anointed one. For unto us, it says, a child is born, unto us a son is given, and the government shall be upon his shoulders, not no man or woman, on his shoulders. And his name shall be called Wonderful Counselor, the Mighty God, the Everlasting Father, the Prince of Peace. And if we look at what does the government will be on his shoulders mean in the Bible, well, perhaps you can go to, it says, perhaps better translated as rulership rests upon his shoulders, inasmuch as he is the king of God's kingdom or government, which will rule over the earth. over all the governments of the earth. Well, I want to introduce you to, here's BigFlint Burgess. And he's sitting here, and I met him, what, a month ago?
Seemed like it, yeah.
Some that
Yeah,
month
within
ago.
the last
But it
30.
seems like we've been together forever.
At least the last 30 years. Right up. Real talk.
But tell our viewing audience, who are you
Wow.
in 20 words or less?
In 20 words or less. Great question. You know what? I answered this like this. I'm one of Flint Town's prodigal sons.
Okay. Some don't understand what prodigal means. You live in Flint now.
Yeah.
You left Flint because you were a prodigal son.
Right.
Going into the world.
We got it.
In the world's
through the
ways.
world. Yeah. I had to navigate through the world in order to find what Yahshua had put inside.
Yeshua.
I mean, and thank God for the Most High. You feel me? There ain't no perfect name to call it because we all still learning. We all still finding out, you know what I'm saying, what it is. So at the end of the day, who am I? I'm what all the masculine and feminine energy of this city built.
You are.
I am. I'm a representation of it on some level.
Of what the city built.
Yeah.
And you know, Flint is the greatest little city in the world. We are internationally known. Anywhere you go on the planet called Earth, and you say Flint, they know exactly where that is.
Yes, sir.
You say Davison, where's that? You know?
Right.
And exactly where that is. And we gave so much to the world in both people, knowledge, understanding. At one time,
No doubt.
Flint and Genesee County, we call it Genesis County, because we think this is the county we're going to be the largest site of the largest end time revival in the history of the world.
Wow.
At one time, we were the highest per capita income of any county in the country.
Let me ask you this, homie. What year, what era of time was that? So I can know how that fit in my timeline.
That was in the 30s. Hold on, just up to 50s. Hold on. Thank you for calling. This is Greater Understanding. I'm Reverend Lawrence Adel Sifa. You're on the air. Who's calling? Hello?
Hello, Lawrence. This is
Hey, Ed, how are you?
I'm good. I didn't realize you're in the middle of.
Oh, that's fine. That's fine.
Your phone thing.
Yes, but it's good that you called. It's good that you called. Do you have any questions? We're interviewing BigFlint Burgess, and he's a prodigal son. He's back to Flint. And do you have any questions for him? The thesis for this program is, how does God work when you do things according to his purpose? You got a question for him?
Not at this time. I apologize. I will. I'll hang up now so that you can get back to that.
Okay. Well, thank you for calling, anyways.
Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. We get calls sometimes from all over the world.
Right.
But anyways, you were mentioning that you're Flint Town's prodigal son.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit, what is a prodigal son?
One that didn't take the path of the herd. We all got an assignment coming here. And a lot of times, most of us have given in to what the masses tell us, or what the masses make so-called acceptable. That may not agree with my soul.
Thank you for calling. This is Reverend Lawrence Del Sifa here at All Points TV, and you're on the air with a greater understanding. Who's calling?
You.
Who's calling?
So you're talking about the purpose, what happens when we obey God with purpose?
Yeah, how does God work when we go according to his purpose? You got any questions for BigFlint Burgess?
It starts with trying to find out what we mean by purpose, finding God's will.
Yeah.
Daily thing. As we know, I think John talks about the results of being obedient to God. And when we do God's purpose, whatever that is, whether it be daily, weekly, or our general aim in life, it's going to go well with us.
Mm-hmm. Well, he was just talking about we all have a purpose in life
Mhm.
from the time of conception, sometimes even prior to that.
While we still in liquid form,
Yeah.
our purpose has already been set by the Most High. The issue is we get here into our avatar and everything around you starts to dictate to you what it takes to maybe not be persecuted
Okay.
by these families that we come into, that we birthed into, that ain't necessarily your global family.
Your global family.
Neighborhoods you come into that you got to navigate who you are in your own, low self-esteem and in the growth and development that's given to you.
Thank you for calling. This is Reverend Lawrence Del Cifa here on A Greater Understanding. Who's calling? Problem.
It's 11:11. Wow.
Let's see here. Maybe we'll call that back that way. Let's see here. We want everybody to
Good
get a chance.
afternoon. Thank you for calling. My name is Emily.
Well, having trouble with earwaves. But anyways, BigFlint Burgess.
Come here.
Got a few questions for you.
Let's go.
Are you a believer in Jesus Christ?
I would say at this stage I'm constantly developing to knowing.
Developing to know it.
Into knowing. And
Okay.
Yahshua is yes.
Okay.
Yes. I will at this stage of my journey, I'm past believing. I know what I know based on what
You know
Yahshua
what you know.
constantly shows.
Okay. All right. What can you tell everyone about your journey while you were in Flint and then you left Flint and then came back?
Wow. I'm a 60s baby, 68 baby.
Okay.
Be actual. So I say that to remind us in these 10-year gaps what we all have went through globally.
Okay.
Right?
Each decade.
Right.
Okay.
Which means I'm a child of the revolution, as well as those seeds. Like they use the example with Yahshua, how the king was trying to kill him.
Yeah.
Before he got here.
Yeah.
That
Before he got here.
Yeah. The king knew. See, the king had intuition too. He knew that the Savior was coming. That's why he was trying to kill him before he got here.
Let's try this again here. Yes, thank you for calling. I'm Reverend Lawrence Del Cifa here at A Greater Understanding Program. You're on the air. Who's calling?
This is Emily.
Yes, Emily.
My question to you would be,
Me or
can
the
you
Big
hear me?
Flint Burgess? Who's you got the question to?
Either one of you. What happens when you don't follow God's purpose? So I'm going to hang up and let you guys discuss that.
All right, thank you. Yeah, what happens when you don't follow God's purpose?
What we living in?
Oh, you mean all the havoc and problems that we have today
Yeah.
is because we're not following God's purpose?
Of course.
Wow.
It's Queen B, thank you. That's a great question because it's simplistic. We be looking for some big philosophical answer. It's simple.
Okay.
Disobedience. And therefore, and we talked this crazy, we talked about this on the way here. Every 10 years, discipline and boundaries are constantly not being enforced by the elders who's supposed to be enforcing it on the next generations they bring it forth.
The elders are supposed to.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you were growing up, did you have grandparents that lived in your home?
Nah. Now, my people, migrated from the South.
Okay.
So my grandparents Actually, I didn't get actual opportunity to really be around my grandparents that much.
We're from South. What state?
Backwoods, Mississippi, and
Mississippi.
backwoods, Louisiana.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's a-
Actually, it's called Tylertown, Mississippi.
Tylertown?
Tylertown.
Tylertown. And it was probably named after Tyler.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Word up.
So backwoods Mississippi, that's a different culture than what we have here.
Yeah. Like we talked about, okay, my mom's name was like the baby boomers, the parents of.
Okay.
She
That's
was
the 50s and
right. Well, actually, she was a 30s baby, so she was
Whoa.
the parents to the baby
baby
boomers.
boomers. Okay.
And then me being a 68 child, I'm a child of the end of the revolution.
Okay.
And like I used the example a minute ago with Yahshua,
Yeah.
the powers that be knew we was coming, y'all. And some
This is Reverend Lawrence Del Cifa with Cities of Hope Ministry here on A Greater Understanding. We're interviewing BigFlint Burgess. Who's calling?
This is Stephen Graves.
Hi, Stephen. How are you?
All right. I was just wondering, how come some people go to hell and some people go to heaven? I'm trying to figure out what's the difference.
Okay. All right. All right. Well, those are two different places, but they both deal with what is called eternity.
Right.
Okay. And, I always say that, in life, there's many choices, but in eternity, there's only two, heaven or hell, and you better get it right.
Right.
And it's your choice. It's your choice. Yeah.
And it seems like on some, I don't know if it's me or not, but I've been listening to TV programs, I listen to radio.
Yeah.
And it's like somebody's getting blessed, but they're doing a bad thing.
They're doing a bad thing to get blessed. So that's not blessed by God.
right.
Right.
That's blessed by the adversary, the one that hates God.
They get blessed because the devil likes torment, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. There are people out there that get blessed. Depends on who you're a slave to.
Ooh,
You're a slave
yes.
to Jesus or you're a slave to the devil or Satan. And
Right.
yeah. Yeah.
Wow,
What's
can I
that?
get in? Yeah, I would even use this example. Are you a slave to your ego? Because
Ego.
see, your ego is actually how you demonstrate who you worship.
Your ego.
Yeah. Ego is the root of all selfishness.
Oh, wow. So that deals with what? The pride of life,
Go ahead,
lust
bro.
of the eyes, lust of the flesh,
Come on, keep on.
and the love of this world. The love of this world.
Love of this world. Now let's talk about why we voting for somebody who supports child, killing kids.
Yeah.
Why
How can you do that?
Hold on. But then on the other side, we got to do that. Come on, man. Two eyes of the same snake, people.
And how come when there's got to be good? I understand that, but then there's got to be bad. I never understood that.
Well, let me answer that.
Go ahead.
You have to go through your experience to prove your self-worth.
Right.
See, there was two drops that came together that formed you. What do we owe for such a miracle to make ourselves?
Wow.
We got to pay our due. You know what I mean? Another philosophy, another way of looking, another dimension of looking at it, all right?
Yeah.
We all hear this, the fallen angels, right?
Uh-huh.
Right.
You're the child of the fallen angels. You chose to be here. You wanted to come to earth to have your will. Guess what having your will is? Being disobedient and being ego and just wanting to do what it is that you want to experience. And in that journey, all of what you go through, which, as you say, negative or positive, it's not really that at all. It's called experience. You got to go through it and navigate through. Some gonna survive, some ain't. Some gonna choose one path or the other. But at the end of the day, we all chose to come here.
If we all like it'd be a boring world, wouldn't it?
Man, bro, I
If we
wouldn't even
were all
want to
like-
be like that, son. That would be boring.
Yeah. Yeah. I saw a show on TV. Remember the Twilight
Oh,
Zone?
here we go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And who was the author of the Twilight Zone? And he wrote every one of them.
Rod Serling.
Rod Sterling.
Yeah.
There was this one program, that was John, our producer. There was this one program where this person was living, or he thought he was living, and he would gamble and he'd win. People would bring money to his door. He had the best home and the best car and the
Right.
best family. And he told the person he was with, he says, "Is this heaven?" He said, "No, this is hell, because you have no adversity. You have no adversity. So how are you going to learn and grow?"
You owe your homage. If you think about my biggest thing when I wake up in the morning, my first thing is, how do I something today? I'm gonna have to prove my self-worth.
Okay.
So let's get to it. Therefore, whatever come up, whatever look like a problem is a part of your blessing.
Okay.
The thing is, are you open to going to war with what it takes to have your success? See, at the end of the day, man, people lazy. A lot of people, everybody talking about Yahshua and God and all this, but the issue is the work is for you to do. Because you the one who wanted to be here.
Yeah.
Flat out.
There's someone that critiques me 24/7, and he says, "Well, you should use the word for everything that you do, and this and that." And he knows the Bible back and forth. And I told him, "You're like a Pharisee, but you don't have your heart into it. If you don't have your heart, Jesus called the Pharisees what? Dead man's tombs." And I told him, I says, "I know who the Lord is. I know him as Adam knew woman, as Abraham knew Sarah, as I know him, and it's a passionate thing between him and I. And how do I know him? I'm learning more about him every day. But you know what? It's uneven because he knows everything about me."
Devour people.
What's that?
Sees what he can roam and devour people. The devil.
Oh yeah.
Is God trying to take him out of the equation, or
I'm gonna give you a BigFlint response to that. The devil is you wanting to do what you want to do that ain't got nothing to do with helping everybody else.
The devil is you. Could you repeat that?
The devil is you. The devil is you being you, where you focus is just on you, where whatever you do don't benefit the rest. I use philosophy: me, we, and thee. Right?
Me, we, and thee.
Thee is the creator of all things.
Okay.
Right? We are the whole collective.
Right.
And me is obviously who that is.
Yeah.
Right? So first of all, me and we is the same word with the letter flipped upside down. You take the W.
We and me.
We and me and thee. We never separated because of the two E's. P gang.
Oh wow.
So I say that to say this. It's not a why. It's, I put it like this. You ever play sports?
Steve?
basketball, football.
Okay. A point guard ain't got no business playing center, right?
Right.
Because he out of his lane.
Right.
Right? But if you didn't get banged up in practice, what would you be like in the game?
That's true too.
Right?
Yeah.
You
right.
started as liquid. The marriage that was the thee was when the Most High allowed the egg and the seed to marry to allow you to have your will on earth, which this is my philosophy. Earth is hell. We came here to have our will, and everybody here is doing their will. That ain't God's will, it's your will. It ain't until you go through your trials and tribulations, which is what made me a prodigal son.
Right.
I chose to go through my trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying? I embraced it. And also I refused to allow the masses to dictate for me because of what you just got through saying. Yahshua talking to me directly. He giving me a direct communication. The issue is, do I submit to man?
You're cutting out one of the wires.
You know, BigFlint Burgess, my mom, Bia Sifa, she used to tell me this is a prayer she'd pray. She wouldn't pray for an easy life. She'd pray for the strength to live this life. There's a lot in that. Strength to live this life.
Wow. I remember my mom saying that. Be real talk.
Too?
Real talk. Give me the strength to make it. Give me the strength to produce what you desire from me.
Yes.
That's it. And then the other thing is this. I'm going to keep saying this, man. It's about ego, man. See, once you drop your ego, then you can be obedient.
When you drop your ego, you can be obedient. Your ego is just the id, you.
It's me. It's the me.
Me.
It's me.
So
Me
you
want
drop
me.
that.
Bruh. Yes.
Some people call that being dead in Christ.
Really
Yeah, breaking the chain on the brain.
nice.
Yeah, getting rid of you
Nice.
to be more like him.
Well,
'Cause-
I even go farther. I even go as far as this. We all are Yahshua with
My
amnesia.
questions, I gotta let you go.
Okay, all right. Thank you for
Have a
calling
great
in.
day, my dude.
Yeah. So what was that you were saying, Yahshua?
We all are Yahshua with amnesia.
With amnesia.
But
yeah.
every situation you go through brings you into an enlightenment that was already there. You just had to go through an experience in order for it to bring it to the light.
Yeah.
We all plants that can move.
Yeah.
It's the same process.
You know, everything that was or is already here. And all we do, we don't create. We discover what is here.
Rediscover
Rediscover
what was already left.
Wow. Wow.
Again, heavy on global game.
Okay.
The philosophy behind the name is, it started off heavy on global gangster, which is my prodigal son years.
Heavy on global
gangster, which my prodigal son years. I got brotherhoods who blood, Chris Visos, and GDs nationwide.
Okay.
We also the love line. We also armed armor bearers. We also executive protection and bodyguard teams nationwide.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? My brother who producing, who y'all didn't get a chance to see.
John Wilson.
You know what I'm saying? Who gave his service into the military. We recruit.
Well, John didn't go in the military. Steve Myers did. Partner. Yeah.
Correction.
Yeah, he was in the Army.
Those young brothers who come back, we also are a movement. You know what I'm saying? In terms of reincorporating them back in home, because nobody deals with the psyche of these cats who done been in warfare.
Yeah.
You dig? They done also been been pimped by the world.
By the world.
You feel me? But you got to go through your transgression in order for you to prove yourself worthy. It's simple. Everybody wants to be blessed without going through nothing. How does that even work? Like,
you want to be blessed.
What make you worthy of it?
Yeah. Everybody's waiting for their ship to come in. They haven't sent one out.
Man, come on. Man. Hold on. They ready for the ship to come in and ain't put nothing on the ship.
That's like it's like a farmer that plows his field, this it, and don't plant no seed. And he's waiting for the seed to produce. How you do that?
Oh, we watching that going right now in this election.
Okay, this election. Tell me a little bit about this election.
Man.
Yeah.
Like,
we're not telling you who to vote for, but vote your conscience.
Can we talk about the situation when you picked me up?
Yeah.
Yo, B.
I picked you up, and there was a lady there on your porch, and she was asking you if you voted. And what did you tell her?
I first reminded her that whoever I voted for is private information. Right?
Sanctity to vote.
And it's real strategic how they move, right? Because they sent, sisters who's the age of my mother or my aunties. So it's the game. So how I'm gonna tell?
It's the game?
Yeah, it's the game. It's all this is game, right?
Okay.
So they send the sisters out who, auntie, grandmama, great auntie age. So when you got to look at the face of this black woman who the monarch in your life, right? And look at her and say, I know some things, I know some global things that don't make me align with what you asking of me.
Yeah.
And you want to put us in a position to make the one who coming in front of you looking for your support, to make them feel unsupported by the fact that I'm not going to support what you support.
Wow.
And that's supposed to be Democratic Party.
Democratic?
And that's supposed to be the Democratic side. Now, me, I don't care about either way because I ain't nobody's. You dig? First things first, I'm Yahshua's, y'all. Let's remind yourself of who you belong to.
You're independent.
No, I'm Yahshua's kid. I don't give a man. Listen.
Which we talked about in the beginning.
The
government's on his shoulders.
When do you, we ain't supposed to mix spiritual and politics, right?
Okay.
But spirituality controls politics. So let's go there.
Controls politics.
Yeah. Yeah, man. What have you seen for the last 6 weeks? There's one church after the next church after the next church to make. Why the churches? Because churches are 501c3s. They are government entities. They're doing what they're told to do to keep their funding. Stop. And then we already know most churches, excuse my language, but I'm gonna be. He called me here because he
Okay, go
expect
ahead.
the prodigal son.
Yeah.
Man, we got so many poverty pimps out here, man, talking about being God, talking about being Yahshua's. Come on, man. Like real talk. Just stop for a minute and think about what your spirit feel comfortable.
Mm-hmm.
Who feels comfortable? First of all, let's talk about boundaries again.
Boundaries, okay.
If we were every 10 years not deleting the amount of boundaries that we set with the ones that we bring in,
Okay.
then we wouldn't be using abortion as a number one option for child for
Population control. Or control of certain
demographic
races.
Aha.
You
Ain't
know?
no certain. We talking about hours because
Yeah.
we gonna be. That's another thing about being a prodigal son. I don't have to be politically correct because I'm not. I'm these, and I'm me being we. See, I care about the we as much as I care about me. See, when you graduate
Yeah.
from me, you flip the
To
M
the we.
over into the W.
You know, every time I went to your home, you
What's
said,
that?
I'm your plate man.
Well,
You want to
oh, yeah,
feed
no
me.
doubt.
You want to
Yeah.
feed me.
Matter of fact, wait till you get that
All
joint
right.
I made you today. Hey, y'all, listen, I brought him a plate. He said he wasn't messing with it because he probably gonna go to sleep. But yeah, my man need to have his shoes off because it's gonna definitely put you to sleep, baby. We ain't playing out here, girl. You gotta feed the people.
You got to feed the people.
You gotta feed the people, my nigga. Like anybody you come in contact with in that interaction, if you didn't bless them, then you owe. You owe.
Wow.
For you to get to the avatar of you being in a grown body, and we were just talking about us being in our 40s.
Yeah, I'm 41. Born October 5th, 1953.
Exactly. I'm a
41.
68 baby who's 41.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let y'all do the math.
Okay.
But the issue is if you ain't feeding the whole, then you being that, what the example I used
Wow.
before, you're being that demonic spirit that just wanted to come have its will.
Yeah.
What's the purpose? I mean, you owe. You went from liquid into the body you in. Who do you owe from getting you through that? Because we didn't do it.
No.
I know I ain't from 0 to 10. I wouldn't lead my life.
You didn't make yourself.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Thank you, moms and pops.
What was the first bullet point here? What did that say? This one right here.
Oh, my people, let me put you on some. Again, my movement is called Heavy on Global Game.
Okay.
So let me drop a little game on y'all. Like me, I'm sure y'all been getting bombarded with these automated calls. Man, how about the big homie just drop some game on me, right?
Okay.
They actually get paid $1.50, man, every time they call you and you actually answer the phone. That's why when you get those calls and they just you answer and they don't say nothing, because they don't already got their bread off interrupting your dang on life. Again, demonic move. What company would employ people, put that policy in place, and be in alignment with Yahshua? Somebody call in and give me an answer to that.
No company.
I know I ain't finna get no call either because can't nobody explain that stuff.
Yeah.
But it's just an example. Now, Pete, these are the same people that we trust to teach our kids when they leave our house at kindergarten.
Yeah.
So by the time they come back into your house in the 12th grade, they done been indoctrinated with all kinds of things that may not be the boundary or the spiritual
that you want.
lessons that are what Yahshua gave you to give yours.
So what are they doing in the school system?
Nothing.
You know, I talked to a lady the other day, and this is what's happened. You know, COVID, they say blame it for this. They brought some cupcakes for her daughter's birthday party. They took the cupcakes and wouldn't allow her into the school.
That was during COVID?
After COVID.
Okay. Schools are government institutions, homie.
Yeah.
All right. Our children eat out of the same utensils that prisoners do. So what are they being taught? They ride in the exact same things that prisoners do at an early age. What are you like? Let's just think about it for a minute, Pete. Who is the most predominant people in the education system? You feel me? It's people who teach it,
The
who have a agenda
agenda.
based on keeping their budget. That ain't got nothing to do with teaching your
so if
kids.
they don't teach the children these things, then
You
they
won't be
lose the
teaching.
funding.
And you won't be teaching. See, principals are wardens. Just like poverty pimp and pimp, there's
Yeah.
poverty pimp
Yeah.
pastors. They're wardens because they work for the government. What is a 501c, cuz?
They're controlled by the
What
government.
funds the schools? And then what are schools really set up for? Especially us. We've been around a little bit past 41. I'm gonna go ahead and take a little bit. I'm gonna act like I'm a little bit older than 40.
Okay.
Flint, this city was built around the labor.
Okay.
Industrial era, schools were open only to have somewhere to put the kids while the parents was being worked all the way into the
husband and
ground.
wife.
Right. While it was being worked to death. So an oppressor never teaches his slaves how to overpower them. So they started putting us in these concentration camps, federally funded, which we call schools. And then they start indoctrinating our young to be the next employees. We are never, regular education is never set for you to be more than an employee to your present masters.
But some of them are self-employed.
Yahshua's kids.
Yeah.
Yahshua's kids, right. When you step outside the herd and you're going to be, oh man, you're going to be hated. You're going to be talked about. You're going to be ridiculed. You know what I'm saying? You're going to find out that the bloodline that you was born into probably ain't your family. But Yahshua sent you to heal the world.
Heal the world.
Each one of us got a assignment that you come here with. Quit worrying about, quit measuring yourself to someone else's assignment and just complete your own steps.
Like the person next door.
Man, yes, sir, buddy.
Or the person across the county.
The person in your past, the person who birthed you, the person,
Yeah.
the sibling who hates you. You did.
The sibling that hates
Man,
you.
come on, B.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, again, let's go back to that point about them poverty pimping us with this phone call. Stop answering them automated calls. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna give y'all what I do. I hit the button and tell them call me later. I hit the text me button. Just, man, stop calling my phone.
What's the next bullet point? Yeshua what?
Oh yeah. You was actually we kind of got into, you was asking me about what party or was it, we was talking about the young lady and she brought up she asked me did I vote, which I told her it wasn't, it was private. And then she had on a certain candidate shirt and popped the shirt and was like, but I know you voted the right way, and gave me the auntie look.
So she didn't tell you, she showed you.
Right.
Okay.
Right. And I chuckled, but it was like, again, I had to control myself because I'm looking at my elder. And God as Black woman can't even be compared in the world to me. But I'm looking at how the enemy is manipulating my queens to serve its purpose.
Yeah.
And she hit me with the, did you vote the right way? And when I just laughed, it was like, Mom, at which I couldn't help but, you feel me? I had to minister then.
Yeah.
Ministry, I have to go straight into it. So like I told her, real talk, I brought up some points that are, to me, it seemed like it's crazy that there's nobody talking about the realest things.
Okay, what is the real thing out there? Life?
Well, I'm gonna say this. I know everybody by now done seen the commercials with the Democratic Party where they calling a young lady, her and her husband, the new Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton, right?
The new Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton.
Right. They the new
you
power
told me
couple.
about that new.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
The new power broker.
The new power couple, right?
Okay.
Now we all lived through that period, so we know
who that is.
They had control of the world pretty much,
yeah.
right? Now we have, for care of You know, people really pay attention. Why do we have the immigration problems we got? Because we got possibly 2 immigrants finna be running the president.
Yeah, you know the problem why they have all these immigrants coming from the southern border and that?
It's
You
not a
know
problem.
why?
It's not a problem.
It
It was purposeful.
Yeah, but it is because for power and future votes, they don't care about us.
Ooh, they
The
not
rest
like
of the
us.
world is emptying their insane asylums, they're emptying their prisons. I heard tell that some countries have put their criminals, they emptied the jails in our country through the southern border, and crime went down in their country.
Mhm. Well, guess what? You want to go to the real?
Yeah.
Let's drop some game. I love interacting with you because we
Go ahead.
always get to share game.
All right.
That's how this country was started.
Oh yeah, the
Britain
immigrants.
sent all its prisoners to the North Americas. That's the process. That ain't never stopped.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Hold on, but what I'm saying is, it's never not been the process. The issue is, we got people that have sold their interests completely to outside the country.
Yeah, power brokers.
And this dude is a Zionist. This dude is Blackwater. Her husband is Blackwater. Y'all don't know. Come on, man. Y'all act like y'all don't know how somebody like her who couldn't win any primary at all. Soon as she's, it's funny what they did to Biden too. But you know, old dude needed to go lay down.
They should have never done that.
Yeah, but yeah,
He had the right to run.
exactly. But the thing is this person, as soon as he out the race, she come up with billions.
Yeah,
And ain't nobody questioned, like, hold on. And then it's like propaganda, like, hey, we don't know. She came up overnight, but we don't know where it's coming from. And you talking about, like, if that was, matter of fact, let me put it like this. If that was Cornel West,
oh,
they be trying to do him like Diddy.
Yeah.
Where it come from? Who? Right. Why we not getting that persecution for that? But more than anything, my man was like Cheney's man.
Okay.
Dick Cheney, you know my man who shot his, you know my man who shot my people in the face and never went to jail. So
Halliburton.
Come on, and Blackwater. What? And who was Blackwater? Blackwater sell arms to both sides, yo. Like both sides. Global. See, the thing is, they expect us always to stay the herd. Your job is to become a bull. That's why the Most High used the bull.
BigFlint.
My bad.
If you sell military and money to both sides, you always win.
Except for when you face Yahshua.
Yeah, because there's innocent people.
Hold on, but until you face Yahshua.
Yeah, and then it's all done.
Yeah, but guess what though? Yahshua ain't waiting to pay us now.
He's not waiting to pay us?
He ain't waiting to pay us. He ain't waiting. Think about it. We just saw what just happened in the last 30 days in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Okay, but think about what you've seen happen every year in the last 10 years.
So we're getting our payment.
Man,
we're getting our wages for not being. Whoa.
Oh, no. I'm gonna let's flip that's on that side in terms of accountability, but let's flip it. It's the blessing. We just talked about it a minute ago that you got to tear the ground up, right?
That's right. You got to plow the ground, disc it.
But if you don't put seeds in it,
you can't plant it.
You can't plant it, right?
Nothing happens.
But if you don't tear the ground up, to put seed on ground that ain't been tilted is a waste.
Yeah, it is a waste.
That's what they do with us. They won't even tilt the land.
They just put it.
And they talk about giving you the seed. They ain't even putting the seed down because they ain't gonna waste the seed because they ain't gonna plow the ground.
Yeah.
Because guess why? Because they don't want to share it with you.
Okay.
But this the thing. The Most High is flipping that. The Most High has flipped everything. He's giving everything of the wicked to the righteous. The thing is, we just got to persevere while it's flipping over.
BigFlint Burgess.
Yes, sir, bud.
Now, I'm going to take you back in time to 2019.
Okay. 19. Ooh,
the whole globe was told to stay in their homes. The whole planet. I don't care where you live. And don't go outside or you're going to be put in prison or detained.
Don't interact.
Have you ever seen that before in your lifetime?
You know what, my guy? Only in institutions where I was being corrected.
Wow. So
where you
They put
locked
them in
up.
little prisons.
No, they put the world in prison.
Yeah.
They tested to see if they could.
And
That's
they
all that was
did.
about.
And they did.
Yeah. Well, they did, but what they did is they did it, but Yahshua also showed them that they're not the ones in control.
That's right. That's right.
You feel me?
Yeah. When Yeshua was before Pilate being tested, Pilate says there's nothing of any wickedness or evil in him. He reported back to the Pharisees. And he told him, I can do this and this and this to you, and I can take your life. You know what he told him? You got that authority from my Father that's in heaven. You don't have that authority. Whatever he dictates will happen.
Yeah, man.
So,
oh man, yes.
Yeah, but see, it's a type of thing that some of us think that we are weak, and we're not weak. It says in this word, when you are weak, he is strong.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
When you are weak, you hand it over to him. You know, Jehoshaphat, he had all the ites people, Preselites, Mennonites, Azites, all the ites around him, right? A whole bunch. And he couldn't handle it. So he went into prayer. A lot of us out there not praying, not talking to him, not communicating. You're not forcing God to do things. You're communicating. What happens is, he says, I can't handle this. But he said, the battle's not yours, it's mine. Just like it is out there. Because all of the ites people hate each other. And they will destroy each other. You just sit back.
And I spoke on that initially. What would drive them to do that? Ego. Because the ego says, me first.
Me first.
My will. Think about, we come to the earth to have my will. What the hell did that got to do with Yahshua?
Nothing.
And if you would turn away from Yahshua just to have your will, you already define who you are.
And you said we're come from a liquid.
Yeah. Semen?
Yeah, a liquid that's able to think and move and decide just like the Father.
Man, I was just blessed with some information from one of the content providers to pray over your water before you take it in. Because the water is which you are. Like everything came from liquid. Everything. So you go back to your beginning and speak to that you're putting inside you. Also, just stop. My man, the young brother who called in early, he was saying he get his information from the TV and the radio. My dude, I've been unplugged from the Matrix, man, for a minute. Like if I'm
Did you watch that movie, The Matrix?
Of course.
Yeah.
All three of them.
All of them took the blue pill and they're just enjoying it like most of the world.
As long as you stay blind.
But then there's few of them that took the red pill and they're trying to pull people off that system. Say, oh, you don't have to live that way. You don't have to think like that.
Exactly. And don't get it confused. Even though you see me sitting over here in all black and blue, I took the red pill. Because the reality is
the truth.
The reality is still constantly evolving. Therefore, what I think I know is still evolving. Mm-hmm. Only your ego would make you think that what you know is more important than what somebody else knows. And that will lead to war. That there will make you decide that, well, I'm going to have my way before you have your way.
When Yeshua walked on the earth almost 2,000 years ago, okay, in flesh, and he was just about ready to get crucified. And he's talking to his disciples and he's talking to us. All right. And he's saying, and this is to the world. If you go to John 14, it says, let not your heart be troubled. You believe in God, believe also in me. He was talking about the whole world believes in God. Even the atheists, because you can't disbelieve something doesn't exist. The agnostics don't believe in anything anyways. But the thing is,
right.
But they wanted the world to believe in him because he came for a purpose. And his purpose was to save what was lost, heal the brokenhearted, and destroy the works of the enemy.
Yeah.
Okay? Those three things he did. but we have to stand on it, and we have to take authority over that. You know, there's some pastors and bishops and they want you to be part of their social club. Well, I
Oh,
refuse to
wow.
be that.
I can't
You know,
believe
it's
you
not a
gave me
social
the-
club. No, it's not a
I
social
can't
club.
believe, I can't believe
You
you
know,
used that one.
and
That's
then
powerful.
I met a couple of pastors on the street,
Mhm.
and I'm going to have them come in and interview them. Okay. And they have a ministry. They said, we're on the street. I says, yeah. I says, why? They said, because the sinners don't go to church anymore. The church is a social club. The sinners are on the street.
Ooh-wee.
The people that need the poor are on the street. And the government, so-called government, wants to destroy the poor as they utilize them for their purpose.
For their agenda, right?
That's it.
Bro, it's hard to even speak after that because you ain't said nothing but the truth.
Well,
You feel?
he went on further to say in John 14:6 and 7, Jesus said unto them, Yeshua, I am the way, the truth, and the life.
Hmm.
And no man cometh to the Father but by me. Watch, then he goes another step. If ye had known me, ye would have known my Father also, and from henceforth ye know him and have seen him, by getting closer to Yeshua, being more like him. More like him. You know, when we walk on the street, they shouldn't see
Mhm.
BigFlint Burgess or Reverend Lawrence Del Cifa. You know what they see? Jesus, Yeshua.
I'm gonna go. I
His
agree with
heart.
you. No, I agree with you 1,000 to the point of my job is to see Yahshua in everything and everyone I come in contact with. That's my accountability
Okay.
as an individual. You feel me? Because as we gain knowledge, which is game, and you become heavier on game as you continuously
Without
learn,
knowledge, my people perish.
done perish. No, the thing is,
They done perish.
already perished. We already perishing because those who have access to the knowledge, the poverty pimps,
Mhm.
their whole job is to keep us subservient to them for as long as
So we're their slaves
yeah, globally.
globally, the whole globe.
Yes, my dude. They don't, listen, let me say this.
Yeah.
See, what we got to realize is that we involved with those who participate in spiritual gang banging, homie.
Spiritual game.
Real, think about it. It'd be more, what? We don't lost more people in the world behind wars over religion. So who the greatest gangbangers in the world?
Yeah.
I'm a Christian, I'm a Muslim, I'm this, I'm that, I'm this. At the end of the day, none of us got the complete, right? But because you're not doing what is aligned with my fraternity, my circle, my belief,
My social club.
hold on, my social club, perfect.
Yeah.
Like if you don't, my ideology, I was trying to say ideologies.
We put you on the porch.
No,
They
we
put you
got
on
it.
the
We
porch
got it.
when that
We
part
got.
of
We have to. I have to destroy you to put fear in those who align with me who don't support me either. See, people align with religion because they don't want to be persecuted by the religion itself.
Wow.
It ain't even got nothing to do with Yahshua, man. Listen, because when we had this water, when we was around here, water warriors for the city,
Yeah.
right? We saw. I got a chance to really, really see the poverty pimping
Yeah.
of those from the government to all these religious leaders. Like it's like what you said. You find the real spiritual leaders, they're gonna be right out in the street. They're gonna be dirty. Their clothes gonna be dirty. They you see them over at the food bank.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Taking cats around. Hey, you need something? I got you. Let me get you where you need to be.
Yeah.
There's some pastors that a great amount of pastors that all of us know right here ain't never seen that dude, and he wasn't in some gators. He wasn't in something expensive. He wasn't promoting, telling you who you need to vote for. Come on, man. Listen, I am ready to go.
He was telling you who you need to follow and be more like. What's the last bullet point? Let's look at that bullet point because we got just a few minutes.
Okay, but I kind of hit on it already. Have we ever in the history of this country had two immigrants running the office? I mean, running the president's office?
What immigrants?
Okay, the young ladies is Eastern Indian.
Wait a minute.
Miss Harris, she's Eastern Indian. She's right.
Yeah.
And also too, this other thing too. We keep talking about her being from middle class. Stop playing. This lady was raised, her family was raised in, you know what I'm saying, in Jamaica before going to Canada. Her family owned slaves.
So
family owned slaves. The picture of the lady that she says is her mother is a person who was a servant worker for her. Her mother passed, or grandmother, excuse me, grandmother passed 2, 3, 4 years before she was even born. Check the. I love doing this. Check the research.
You're telling me they're lying to us?
Excuse me, I know this is a biblical show, but on my G, they lying to us, y'all. They not like us. They not like us at all, God. And have y'all noticed how many kids done came up missing, man, in the last 72 hours?
Yeah.
See, that's another thing about being a prodigal son. Warfare, man. It's time for warfare behind our babies, yo. You know, with all this, pray for us, yeah, but if some of us got to go show up at that front line.
You know, they had a saying, praise the Lord and pass the ammunition.
You big.
There's a war going on out there.
What? And let me say this too, man. Global love and respect for all my brothers and sisters, man. Blood, Crips, Viceroys, and GDs nationwide. Because at the end of the day, we all God's prodigal kids. That's the prodigal sons. We're the prodigal sons. And we're the sons who protect our women and protect our kids. Now, don't get it twisted. Disobedience does not get you protected. And us not being in our alignment with the Most High, man, woman, child. Stop.
I just sent this out to quite a few people. What does that say? Pray what?
You're going to put these ugly eyes in front of me.
Pray
for all of the innocent people of the world.
Yeah.
Yo, listen.
Innocent people of the world. They're getting hurt.
Do not let your young out of your sight. Real talk. We in a time now, but like we've never before, because they're trying to devour as many of our young for these organ transplants and all this other, everything that make billions.
Organ and baby parts.
Yes, man. Yes. Come on, B. What do Zionists do?
Yeah. I'm
going to go ahead and go. The brother, we all watching them right now do what they do in the hip hop, right? And using a pawn. Puffy's, the matter of fact, Puffy ain't get his dude's real name. His name is Sean Combs. That's a demon entity to be calling somebody by a name that ain't their real person anyway. Yeah. So this brother Puffy Combs, dude, they using him, but he had, matter of fact, watch. When is the Kamala pictures of him and her hanging out coming out? When is the picture? Well, they already done show him and Obama. And Obama, man, you know you wrong, boy, dude. Like, listen, stop, B. Real talk, stop. And it was so insulting, my dude, to see this guy come up in my town, man, in my state. You know what I'm saying? With the homie Eminem. And then you started rapping M's songs, but you didn't do that when you was president. You did everything in the world, man, to disassociate yourself with being an Afrocentric man when you was there. All of your policies was for the rainbow people.
Yeah, they draped the White House.
Two. Man, we gave you 2 times in the office, and then we supposed to follow this behind. Man, listen, we learned from you. You asked the question why the brothers not showing up, because we brothers. We know don't nobody care about us. Ain't nobody like us under the planet. Everybody in the planet hate us. But we'll take that, because the Most High gave me something real, real special. Y'all all know.
Which is? You're the child.
He gave me thee. He gave me thee inside of me so that I can approach the we that I owe. I owe the Most High inside me. Most High ain't out there, man. And also too, we also know that the Bible is also two allegories too.
Yeah.
So it ain't, come on, man, stop thinking like this is really people and get your mind into the understanding of what it really is, bro. You owe a sacrifice for the Most High giving you life. Choose something to die for.
You know what Yeshua, Peter,
Mm.
he asked him, he says, you take a gold coin. And who's on the face of the coin? He said, Caesar. And he says, give to Caesar what belongs to Caesar, but give to God what belongs to God.
And guess what I was called? Guess what I would describe that coin as?
What?
Obedience. Obedience. And be a man where you're supposed to be a man. Be in woman's place, and us all put our children in the boundary where they'll be protected and saved. Because see, when you can get when see the world right now is to keep man and woman battling with each other is why they can get access to steal our children, y'all.
They want the children.
You got to give, we got to give up the ego. That's my point. Because at the end of the day, ego, as far as I'm concerned, ego is attached to everything demonic.
Big Fun Burgess, we run out of time, but what's one thing you can tell everyone that's watching this? One last important part, because in a few days, the leader of the free world is going to sit at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, whoever they are, and dictate to the world.
My last point to you will be this. Recognize that any and everything and everyone you come in contact with is a form of Yahshua coming to teach you something that you're supposed to know that you ain't already experienced. Choose something to die for Yahshua. So Yahshua gave you life, right? Your mother actually went through a somewhat of a death in order to recreate life. Mm-hmm. What you willing to die for? See, we all looking to be saved. You were brought here to go into warfare to save something. Save the Christos oil that the Most High gave inside you. My last point, my brothers, I need y'all to really get into this semen retention and protecting your seed, because everything that's attracted to you don't deserve to have you, my guy.
Okay.
Salute.
All right. Thank you for coming and being with us,
bro.
Can I call you back again?
Anytime you want.
All right.
Your armor bearer be here.
Yeah. I just wanna one last point, okay, before we leave. And I know I'm running a little bit over, and I apologize to you, but every Friday from 4:30 to 6 o'clock, I do a Bible study, and you can dial that's our country code, 701-802-5180, and put the access code of 6344132#. And this Friday, we're going to talk about what are the offices in the Bible that God has ordained. We're going to talk about that. Also on Saturday, I do a radio program with WSNL Christian Talk Radio, and this will be November the 2nd. And there's about 5 billion of you out there that have a smartphone, which is your window to the world. Nobody can fool you if you take and discern what you receive here through the social medias. And it's called A Greater Understanding. It's on WSNL Christian Talk Radio. Go to your search engine, DuckDuck, Google, and find WSNL Christian Talk Radio, and then take that link and send it to your family, your friends, and your enemies. And you'll say, Reverend Lawrence, why want to send to my enemies? Because your enemies just might one day become your brother or sister in Christ. And this Saturday, the 2nd of November, we're going to talk about, here are 4 practical things to do instead of worrying, because 3 days later, there's going to be a leader of the free world there. And then we're going to have another program here, here at All Points TV. And we're going to talk about, well, let's just leave it like that. Tune in to another program of Greater Understanding next week from 11 to 12 Eastern Standard Time. And thank you for tuning in now, and you all be blessed.
Salute.